Good morning, everyone. Massive today. I hope you are well. Today, I'm sorry it's late, but it's our celebration assembly. I've been quite busy, so I haven't done this. What I've been doing is I've been looking at how you've been doing in some assessments that you did across the school, and you've done amazingly, which is great news. You've obviously been working really hard since you came back to school in March. Right, I'm going to get out of the way a little bit because I'm a bit big, and we're going to celebrate some people today. And we're going to start off, we're going to celebrate in owls first. And this is Elodie. Elodie is a good writer because she has become an even better writer. And she's become that better writer because she's got much better at listening to feedback and acting upon it, which is what we're in the business of doing. Somebody suggests something to you, makes a recommendation, and then you follow that and make your work better. Can we give Elodie a big round of applause, please? Next up, we've got Olsen. Olsen is in Robin's class, and he's an excellent learner because he's been practicing blending at home and his tricky words. So those words that you can't blend, you just have to know. His reading has really taken off with these new skills, and his confidence is growing. And we all know that reading is the most important skill that you can learn in school. It's such an important skill that will help you develop as a learner and help you learn new things. So Olsen, well done, you're on the road. Can we give him a big round of applause, please? Next up is Saba. Saba, he's had an award quite recently, but he's having another one, and that's because in Blackbirds they were particularly impressed how he wrote about the life cycle of a butterfly independently, completely on his own. He's made so much great progress with his writing stamina. And stamina means that you keep going and you don't give up. Stamina is what you get if you can do something for a long time. That's amazing, Saba. Can we give him a big round of applause, please? Next up is Fabian in year 1. Fabian in Chaffinch's class, and he's been showing excellence in his maths this week. He's been listening so carefully, and he's been focused, really incredibly focused, both when he sat on the carpet but also completing his work when he's at his desk. He's made sure his presentation is amazing, and he's ensuring that he can carefully share the work that he's doing. He's been choosing also to do maths in his own time, and that's a real indication of somebody who's really enjoying their learning and wants to keep going. So that's great news. Can we give Fabian a big round of applause, please? Next up is Hamza in Woodpeckers, and he's been showing excellence at lunchtime. And we do have to show excellence in every part of the school, and I know that you've all been working really hard to get those stickers. And he is working very hard on his independent skills and organising himself for lunch. And he's now choosing to actually eat his lunch with his classmates, and that's such good progress for Hamza. So can we give him a big round of applause, please? Next up is Kingfishers, and it's awesome. They've been learning how to weave in year 1 as part of their curriculum lessons, and Awesome has worked so hard on this activity, and he hasn't given up. Now, weaving can be tricky. It can be something that you can get frustrated with quite easily and go, oh, I'm not doing that. But Awesome hasn't done that. He's been resilient. Okay, and he's been ready, willing, and able to lock onto the learning. And in this case, his learning was weaving. I'd love to see some of that weaving. So can we give Awesome a big round of applause, please? Next up, we have Noah in Mallard's class. Noah's doing a fantastic job at engaging the reader in his writing. He uses a range of punctuation. He asks the reader a question, and he thinks carefully about his choice of vocabulary. When Mrs. Tesdale read his entry as the Goblin King, it made her laugh and want to read more, and that's exactly what you should do for your reader. And it's a great piece of writing, and Noah's in year 2, and look at the quality of his writing. Noah, that's amazing work. Can we give Noah a big round of applause, please? Moving on to Swans, and the award in Swans class goes to Zach. He's been working consistently hard in lessons and has led to great progress in all areas of the curriculum. So I decided to put the excellence badge up, because actually that's what he's doing. He's showing excellence in all areas of the curriculum. And the piece of work in particular that impressed Mrs. Smale was the diary entry that he wrote, and it was independently written and it included all the key features that they'd been learning about. So Zach, great news, well done, keep it up. Big round of applause please. In Puffin's class we have Zuzia, and she's made great improvements in her writing since the beginning of year 2. This is a progress piece, and she's independently used time openers, conjunctions, adverbs and different punctuation. She always tries her best in her writing, and that's great. Can we give Zuzia a big round of applause please? Moving on to year 3, and we have Flora. Flora has been resourceful like Arbot 3 all term, but especially in the past week or two. Year 3 have been getting to grips with the world of fractions. Tricky subject. Flora has used diagrams to deepen her understanding of those tricky numbers that are less than a whole. For example, proving that a half has the same value as 2 quarters. And you can see her amazing work that she's been doing there. Flora, it's a tough subject, but you'll continue to learn it and you'll get better and better at it. Well done. Keep it up. Moving on to buzzards, we've got Adam. Adam has shown great reciprocity, and that's when you can work with someone else and work on your own. And that's what he's done. He's worked really well with other people and by himself. Last week they were making globes, and Adam was brilliant at making his. But not only that, he was brilliant at helping others with theirs. Adam was there to help others either with ideas, suggestions or support, which was brilliant to see. That's great, and I love these globes. They look great. Can we give Adam a big round of applause, please? Next up, moving on to Swifts, we have Bailey. They've been learning about plastic and the pollution it can cause. And we've found that although many big companies say that they lower their plastic use, in fact, the opposite is true. They're using more and more. And year 3 have been writing to the big companies to challenge them on this. Bailey has shown respect to the environment and for his learning by using part of his own time to make sure his letter was finished, that it included important facts and asked how these companies intended to improve. What a great thing to do. And I love the fact that he's using one of the 3 shows. He's showing respect. But also I think that he's showing integrity because he's using his own time to make sure his letter was finished. He knows that it's his responsibility and he's doing the right thing, even though nobody's watching. Can we give Bailey a big round of applause, please? Next up, moving on to year 4, we have Caleb. Caleb has done a fantastic piece of writing. He's thought carefully about his ideas and was really proud of his finished piece. It says, I've got to lean in just to read it because it's a bit far away on my computer. Come to 2 Mile Hill. Are you sick and tired of Air Baloo's despicable behaviour? Oh my word, that's quite controversial, Caleb. But a great piece of writing nonetheless. And I had the pleasure of going into Starlings and seeing them perform a piece of text that they learnt for their talk for writing. And it was incredible, and you can see that it's really helped Caleb with his writing as well. Can we give Caleb a big round of applause, please? Next up we have Thea, and Thea's in Razorbills. They've been looking at the Romans and the Celts, and Thea has managed to do a lovely character profile of Boudica. She was able to include many details of what she looked like, her character, and the battles she fought against the Romans, finishing with a great drawing, and you can see that work there. Some great history work going on. So can we give Thea a big round of applause, please? Well done, Thea! Next up, we have Max in Goldcrest class. And Max has been doing this piece of writing, and look at the quality of Max's writing. It's getting so much better. And he's trying really hard, and you can see those pink bits that he's highlighted because those are really good bits as well. So Max, keep up all this hard work with your writing. It's obviously paying off. Can we give him a big round of applause, please? Next up, we've got Sara in Dove's class, and she's beginning to have more resilience with her maths this week and trying to ask for help when she needs it. This is something she knows she needs to work on to support her with her understanding in maths. So Miss is very impressed and hopes that you keep up the good effort. And this is a picture. She's marked a lot of it correct because actually she's getting better at it, and she's getting more right first time. That just means that you know it and you learn it when you get things right first time. So that means that she can go on and be challenged by something new. But well done, Sara. That's great news. Big round of applause for Sara. Next up in Ospreys, we have Araf. And he's been a brilliant learner this week because he's been thinking carefully about how to structure and lay out his writing on the page. He's thought carefully about how instructions are usually presented in books, and he's also managed to demonstrate his understandings of brackets and dashes, and that's a great piece of writing. And you can clearly see that Araf has used other books as an inspiration to help him organise his instructions. That's great. Great piece of work. Can we give Araf a big round of applause, please? On to Herons, and the certificate goes for Ty this week, who's worked incredibly hard with his independent written assessment task. So as teachers, we need to find out what you can do, and one of the ways that we do that is we ask you to do a piece of work, and then we can look at that and see the things that you've learnt and see the things that you need to learn. But Ty had to write a diary entry about a girl who'd stolen an egg, and Ty decided that it was a dragon's egg, and he wrote his story around that. He came up with his ideas with a little bit of support, but then he applied this with an excellent amount of effort. He even asked to continue his writing by himself afterwards so that he could reach the end. Ty was really proud of himself, as we all are. And so can we give Ty a big round of applause, please? Well done, Ty. Okay, moving on to year 6. And we've got Cameron in Eagles class. And Cameron's been doing some fantastic work on the Vikings. And you can see a selection of it here. I'm just going to get myself out of the way a little bit, actually. I'm covering some of it up. And that's great. And I was lucky enough to go into Eagles class the other week and see the work that they were doing. And they were doing some work on Viking myths when I went in there. I love that picture of your Viking longboat. That's beautiful. Could do with some colour, I think, as well, to really make it pop. So great skills. So we've got, I think this is myth he's been writing. It's fantastic work. They have been doing some really good work in year 6 on the Vikings. And Cameron's work is particularly good. Can we give Cameron a big round of applause, please? Moving on to our next learner, we've got Khadija. And Khadija gets the award this week for the work that she produced in a PSHE lesson. They were looking at what makes up a healthy diet and reflecting on what you eat. And Khadija worked hard to ensure she came up with a range of tasty meals that were healthy and nutritious. And so she's got all these meals. I like the way she's done this. All these meals over here, different ones that are healthy and nutritious. Maybe she could come and work for our school kitchen. Khadija, maybe you could come up with some suggestions for them. It's a great skill though, and it's so important that we learn how to eat healthily and make sure that we do keep up with that, so that we can live a long, healthy life. Can we give Khadija a big round of applause, please? And last but not least, I know I say that every week, but we're on to Magpie's class. And the award this week goes to Alfie, and I think you can see the work that Alfie's been doing and he's put in here. This is Alfie's writing. Not something that Alfie loves doing, but he's working so hard on it at the moment, and I think that he's actually really enjoyed writing this piece. I love the fact that you can see the whoosh that he's written there as part of his story. When you look at it as well, you can automatically see that he's organised it into paragraphs, he's organised it into sections. And that's so important when you're writing, is making sure that it's clear for the reader, because that's why we write. We write for somebody to read, and that's what Alfie's done. So, great skills, Alfie. Can we give Alfie a big round of applause, please? Okay, so that's our awards this week. Some really good stuff been done in classes. We've only got this week and then next week, and then we've got a week off. But you have been working very hard this term. And school is getting a little bit more normal. Well, to be honest, school isn't really changing, and I don't think school will change. I think this year school will stay the same until the end of the academic year. What is changing is outside school, which is great. So it means that you can go into people's houses, and I've noticed that some people have been going around to their friend's house at the end of the day, and you can do those sorts of things, which is fantastic. Sadly, in school, we've still got to make sure that we maintain the systems that we've got already. But there will be some things that we will be able to do, hopefully, next term, which might be a little bit different. But we will see. Anyway, I will see you around school. Have a great day, and take lots of care. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.